doing today?
What's up, bro? I'm doing well, and yourself?
Hey, I'm doing good. I was sitting at the house and I started thinking, and I wanted to get your take on it. It's been about a year since the world shut down on us, and David came in the picture, as Kevin Hart said, not Rona, David. And I wanted to get your thoughts, man. Like, what were you doing this time last year? Like, how did you?
What was I doing this time last year? Woo child, woo woo child, woo
You
child.
Chile.
I was living in Los Angeles.
Oh wow, okay.
I was working at a restaurant as a server slash dishwasher. I
Oh, thank
know,
you, Darren.
crazy. Um, I was living in a creative house with like eight eight to 10 other women, but it was fire. It was like a creative house, and you had all these, with writers, musicians, directors, actors, really cool.
You was doing like Janelle Monáe when she first got to Atlanta.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, so I was doing that. I was learning about myself, and then it was just like boom.
Dang. So you left LA after Rona?
I let Okay, so Rona hit. Okay, so apparently we heard about COVID February-ish,
And
but
then
everybody was like, that's in China. They ain't got nothing to do with me. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So then it was March 13th. Exactly. Bag head bounce all day. Then was March 13th. And crazy enough, it was my last day. I was putting in for work. I was already gonna do it. Let me hold on. Let me backtrack for someone try to get me. It was a day, March 13th, and that was the day that LA shut down. I'm talking about like they were shutting down. Like you can't, like how you see them now, you couldn't be out. Like if you was out without working or was um able to work, you would get pulled over for it. Like that's how serious they were. And so when that started to happen, fear really kicked in. I didn't know what was next. It was like, oh my God. I started applying to Amazon warehouse, but I lost my ID. So then the next day I went to go get a new ID, thinking it'll be there in time. 2 days later, I'm not 2 days later, a week later, I was like, damn, I guess I'm just gonna go back to Texas. My ID card ends up coming, but I had already left the day after and I could have started my job at the Amazon warehouse. But I was so in fear with everything going on that I was just like, damn, I'm just gonna go back to Texas. Came back to Texas, probably depressed for a month. And I think the biggest thing from COVID, it just really made me sit with myself and learn about myself.
So COVID forced you to.
Forced me to sit down. I couldn't use distractions. I could not use distractions no more. I could not use my addictions no more. It forced me to sit my ass down. A whole year.
You know, it's crazy because it made all of us do that shadow work. Like I literally
Oh,
remember, you know what I'm saying? Shit ended, schools ended. I went back home. I kid you not.
mm,
Fucking week before my birthday, Easter,
mm.
Shorty caught COVID.
Wow.
And or no, I take it back. She probably got exposed, but she got
Mm.
the symptoms like that. I swear, after my birthday hit,
Wow.
she caught it. You know what I'm saying? She caught it, and this is when this shit was like a month in. We didn't really know what's happening. She thought she
No,
was
we had
hurt.
no idea. I mean, I feel like I had it in January, to be
Oh,
honest,
I
but
did
that's
too.
another story. Cause
I
I
did.
felt like I
Hey,
was stuck in a bed for almost a week and could not get. It was too much to even get up. So yeah.
see, they kept saying that whole. All these black folk keep saying they had it. Hey, you had it in December. Fuck.
Period. Period.
I
That
had.
wasn't flu. I know flu. That was not flu.
Man,
Mm-mm.
I went there and the lady was like, maybe it's an upper respiratory infection. I was like, this shit ain't no upper respiratory infection. I'm having trouble breathing. I'm
Mm.
an active person and I'm having trouble
Mm.
breathing. Like, some shit wrong with me, but I got through it. But yeah, this time last year, school had ended. So we literally, I swear to God, it was like when it was coming, we prepared kids with packets. School ended, I
Wow.
went home and I just spent, we
Did
had
you
a
work
trip
from home?
and we had
How
this
long?
uh from then until the year ended.
I think that first week of working from home was really like a mind, like, oh my, for everyone around was just
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And everyone turned to Tiger King to take it off their mind.
Hey, shout out to Tiger King because it got
Held it down.
got us through some things, boy.
Dang, yeah, Tiger King came through on the first month of COVID. Like everybody was kind of like, wow, but wow, I'm kind of at home and I'm still doing this, so it can't be that bad. But then,
man, COVID.
that 2 weeks,
That's what I'm saying.
2 weeks.
COVID got me like it caused a lot of paradigm shifts because people stopped going to the gym. So I started jogging in my neighborhood because I moved in with her. I stayed with her during the whole pandemic.
Yeah,
All that happened. Man, I started jogging in my neighborhood religiously. Um,
absolutely.
I started getting to the point where, what I'm saying, I started having to actually plan my day. And they
Mm,
changed my position. So I had just started as a coach. Then they switched my
mm.
position. So I had all these shifts in like
Wow,
a year.
yeah.
And the learning curve was just steep as hell. Like I'm just now catching up.
Wow.
But my skill set now, I'm like, oh, I ain't worried about nothing no more. Because
Nice.
you had
Cause
to
you
grow.
Sam, get it off.
That's it. That's pop my shit, But
Pop it off.
hey, you did the same thing. You literally
Well,
back.
I think I'm in a place now of just like hoping to gain employment. But as far as that spiritual work, I really got I just got with what do I define God as for me?
Hmm.
My childhood stuff. I got a therapist, I go to meetings, like all of that is
But
it's so funny to me because I just never it was COVID that made me sit down and you know how people make what is it called? Vision boards.
yes.
Kid you not, it's in my room. I got a vision board back in November. It was either October, November at the creative house I was staying at. They did a vision board party. And I just go through anytime I do vision board, I just go through words that, connect with me or I feel, right? All the stuff besides me writing TV, I wrote TV movies and something else. All the other stuff happened. I had spiritual awakening on that board. I had get out of town on that board. Not, I kid you not. I'm gonna show you offline. I kid you not. I had discover yourself on that board. I had so many things where it was just like, yo, if you told me this was the way of seeing my words, I'm not saying a vision board comes to life. It's just ironic of how like you put things down and you see how things can turn out. It's like, oh wow.
What's crazy? And it's funny to this day. A year ago, this was not even something we planned to do.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That shit's crazy. Like a year ago, we knew of each other. I would see you.
Yeah, we would talk. Yeah, we would. I think again, I always like admired you. I admired your work. I think we were cool, but we
Sure.
didn't like get to know each other. And that has been a definite blessing for COVID because like, man, like you are my bro.
Hey, hey, it's all love to you too, sis.
Man.
It's funny, like my fiance will tell you, like I literally this time last year was like, man, I need some people to pod with. I need some people to write with.
You was diddying people.
For real. Like she'll tell you, she was like, I remember you every day saying I wanted people to write with, I want people to pod with.
Wow.
With. And during this, I was like, man,
That's
I'm
so
gonna write a
crazy now.
I'm gonna write a skit. I'm gonna do some skits. And I just was like, let's just try it. And now it's funny because now I be telling her I want to write. She was like, you really not gonna do no more films? Yo, you fucked up. This what you supposed to be doing. That cussing at me and stuff. She was just, if she don't cuss, she was like, you was getting the audience and you
She's like, let me remind you.
And I could direct. I was like, oh, that's what it is. You just want to direct it. I'm just saying, like, this was all, a year ago, we all was forced to just, what is it that you really want to do? What is it that you really got to work on?
Yeah.
We was forced to do it.
Also bringing up old talents that you used to do. Like I used to write poetry as a child. Like, and I'm not saying that because a lot of people do the whole, I was doing this when I was a child. I was rapping raps at 5, talking about applesauce, cheddar sauce. Like, no, I did write poetry as a child. And so like now I enjoy writing it, but I write it for fun. And I'm also seeing like, I thought everything that I do in life has to have a monetary thing with it, but it doesn't. Because, as a creative, I want to be paid for my gifts. I don't want to get screwed by the machine. But at the same time, it's like I could do things just because it brings joy.
What you said triggered two thoughts. First, someone said nobody in our generation has hobbies anymore, which is and then
everything's a transaction and whoa,
exactly.
oh, that's good.
And see, the other thing it made me think at the other than the fact that none of us have hobbies, the other thing it made me think about, I was like, damn, boy, everybody want to be a creative now. I was writing,
Bruh, bruh,
painting, and drawing. I sculpted.
bruh.
None of that shit. Lioness.
Right.
So it's just
Or
fun.
even so much as to like, I could take your picture and I have to give you photo cred. What are we talking about, bro?
That shit is big.
When do we sincerely get here? That's to me, that's fear. That's fear of your homie might get some likes up or something, and you feeling like you gotta be included. Like, bro, I literally asked you to take a picture.
Yep.
We not celebrities.
Yep.
You're not a professional photographer. You used the phone and you made me say credited.
Yep.
Come on, bro.
And see, it's funny. We didn't have Clubhouse a year ago. I don't think. No, we didn't have it a year ago. But it was just funny how after COVID, we had all these paradigm shifts where people wanted to be in the same room as celebrities. And then now people started present. Everybody's an influencer. Well, yeah, you know,
multi-hyphenate. Motivational speaker.
Fucking God.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna just say it. Make credentials great again. We gotta do it. Episode. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Y'all. It's about COVID. Yep, I'm gonna save it. But yeah, I think grassroots is great. I think getting it out the mud is great, but we got to go back to credentials because it's too many scams happening.
And see, that's my only thing.
That was one for COVID. Scams went up.
Oh my God. That EDD video. I just got rich off of EDD. What? That jump was hard.
Yeah, like what did you think was gonna happen?
Scamming.
And then gave his whole plea in the song, named the title, and then had the audacity to have what he paid for. Like, so I know 1 + 1 is 2. Why did you think it was 5? Hey, I'm confused.
We in a different time because like COVID,
that's another one too.
It showed two things, but what COVID showed one major thing to me: no more credentials, and everybody wants to be a boss. Nobody can be a worker. Everybody has to be an entrepreneur. Yep. Everybody has to be a motivational speaker. Nobody can be the motivated.
Yep. And celebrities want to be activists when they can just not.
Shit.
But also, we played a role looking to them to speak up. They don't have to speak up. Let them enjoy their jacuzzi.
That's it.
That ain't even rich.
They're gonna be in the comments like, I got a jacuzzi. Like, I'm just saying, but that's real though. Like, people was like, I mean, activists got to get paid, so you need a commercial with. Nah, I'm gonna chill out.
My G. Seeing an activist talk about getting paid is so wild to me. Like, what?
Malcolm X ain't even own his home.
Malcolm X.
He ain't have $100 in his account.
And the Black Messiah, they was doing the collection box. Okay, that's cool, you know. But to be like, I need a salary yearly is crazy. When y'all only Twitter thumping, come on, bro.
Or just
got 3 different topics for another time.
Jeez. That is, hey, and COVID exposed that too, man. Because I just thought about it. We just now having a trial. Rest in peace for George Floyd. And the world was forced to watch what Black people do for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And it was bad when I knew a white person I used to work with. He was like, I can no longer act like I don't see it no more. I was like,
period.
And his dad is a judge. I was like, my God, he's just now seeing it because he's a principal. And he just saw it. Now his friends ain't say nothing.
Yeah.
He was the only one brave enough to say it.
That's someone wanting to do the work. But yeah, I think I could see it being terrifying for white people to own feelings and questions about racism, but you won't come to that place of understanding until you do the work. I'm not doing it. I'm no white person's teacher. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of having to educate. I can put you towards resources, but I'm not trying to be nobody's mammy, and I'm clear on that. I'm not doing it.
No, that's real. And I hate the word education because you know what the work is. Talk to people that look like you and say, do you see what I see? This shit ain't right. And if they say it don't look that bad, that's who you start.
Oh my God.
It's that simple. You be having homies be like, man,
it ain't that bad. You were actually servants, not slaves. Nigga, what?
And it's crazy because I have to talk to some of my homies and they'll be like, man, you know, women should just have to get guns. Women shouldn't have to get guns. That's how you have that conversation, dog. When they
Right.
go
We
outside, they got a
shouldn't
value.
have to get guns. I
They got
shouldn't
a
have to get a pocket knife. I shouldn't have to have my pepper spray.
man. I know it's real. Where I be leaving the crib because I work, and Shorty had this big ass butcher by the bed. I'm like, what the fuck? She was like,
Yeah.
cause I'm a woman. I was like,
Yep.
hey,
I mean, I'm going to the Wiz next week. You better believe I'm gonna have me one.
oh, you
So
got to,
it
and
is
I
what
would
it
take
is.
that one. And I
Yeah.
mean, I say that just to say that's where you start everything. Women, like Dave Chappelle said some shit, and I sum it up. He said, I was walking around with a million. He said something like I was walking around with $20,000 in cash, and I was afraid that everybody wanted to take it. He said, "Now
Mm.
imagine being a woman and you got something that every time you walk out
Yep.
the door, somebody want to take." I was like, "Oh,
Yep. Or feel entitled to it. The other thing, you know what else is wild too now? Last year COVID was the really putting the lens on the George Floyd, and it was like a domino effect, because even I was in my living room saying enough is enough, and I got on Twitter and everyone else was like enough is enough. It was so funny that we all had that moment of like,
this
this
is
is it, this
bullshit."
is enough, because we all at home, we all seen what's going on. But the crazier thing is now this year is Asian Americans,
Yes,
and like, I am happy that they are speaking up and no longer silencing themselves.
me too. And
Because I think all minority groups get caught up on wanting to be white acceptance. I'm just gonna say it.
that's it.
And I'm saying it. We keep it 100 on this podcast. Yeah, and they're seeing, and that's not to say like white people attacked him. No, it's all race. They've been attacked by black people too, and we gotta
Yeah,
talk. We also gotta have the conversation about blacks and Asians too. Like,
that's true.
because I'm a black person, I'm not gonna hate other races. I'm not doing that. I'm just
Yeah.
not. It's not for me. I'm gonna call what things are, but I'm not gonna hate a Korean woman who owns a beauty store in the hood. I'm not. I'm not gonna hate a Chinese person who owns a Chinese restaurant in the hood. I'm not. But we can have the conversation of how it is a very real thing.
And see that was my thing. I think this year is showing us. Here's my thing. I'm not against the term ally. I'm not against aligning with other
I
minorities.
don't like ally. I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
like the
it.
term, but I say
I
that.
don't like ally.
I mean, I feel that. I only say I really don't per se like it, but I'm okay with the idea. If you could say I've had privilege, I really ain't gave a fuck about y'all struggle,
Facts.
but I have to.
Facts.
Fuck,
That part, yeah.
fuck it. Okay,
But
so
ally just comes off like, can you cradle me, please? Because I'm an
exactly.
ally. And it's like, no, I'm
We ain't,
not.
we ain't really on that because you still don't really
We
give a fuck.
done. And one thing about black people, it don't matter who it is, we give everybody grace but ourselves. I see it. I see it. I
They,
don't know if that's conditioning. I don't know.
they,
I really want to know what that is. We play Captain Save 'em to everybody but ourselves.
and they try to
Every single body.
do that with social media now. It's like speak out against Asian hate. We don't even have time to hate other motherfuckers. We hate
Right.
ourselves. We
Yeah. I'm gonna speak out though.
you said,
But
yeah.
I'm gonna speak out. I because that's right. But also I also have both things can exist. I will speak out, but also say, as a black woman, I'm playing Captain Saving everybody.
And that's it. And that's just keeping it real. That's just keeping it real. And I
Period.
think the
I stand with Asians. That hate is trash. It's not cool, especially with all Asian people, but the elders is just out of line. Like for me,
yeah,
when
that's
they talk about like things that are just not like children, like that's just not cool. Elders,
yeah, children and elderly abuse. I
you
don't
know what's coming. You know what kind of ancestry karma you got coming? That's on you though.
and see that's my thing. I don't, I got, my dad, my dad's situation. I don't like my people even yelling at him like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I'm
Yeah.
nutting up off of that. So,
Yeah.
I think the one thing
Oh,
about
you so Philly for saying that?
you said what?
You so Philly for saying nothing up?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'd be around.
No, you just took me back.
Nah, it's cool just being around my cousin and them. Shout out to my cousin.
Yeah. Yeah.
West Philly. Shout out to my cousin.
Shout out West Philly. I miss Baltimore Avenue off 48th Street.
Had to shout out your
I used
hood.
to live. Yeah.
But the one thing about COVID that I appreciate, it gave everybody time. It even gave me time to read a lot more and get familiar
Absolutely.
with things. I got a lot of good reading in, and I felt
Mhm.
a lot more awakened on my own issues. Like I really got to read Asada's book. I got to read
Mm.
Kwame Ture's book. I got to read some shit. It just was
I
really
love that too.
So
Yeah. And like you said, schedule. I got to create a schedule, got to read. I got to sit with myself and be honest about my stuff. Like, I think we all are a work in progress. There ain't no, we talked about it. Healing's not linear. And it's just about growth. It was just a lot of growth.
and you
And so
know,
I think this year for me is like planting seeds that I actually want and not planting seeds that I was given. Yeah. I'm going to actually plant seeds that I actually want, because when I think about last year, I had no business working at a restaurant. And that's not because I'm better than that. It's just because I didn't know my worth. So I'm planting seeds now that I actually want and not what I think that I'm supposed to have or what was projected on me or what I thought was only enough for me. So
I wanted to follow up, but I'm gonna just say Ashe. I see that. I see that. Damn.
Grand Rising.
Sheesh. To my people listening, as always, like, comment, review, and share. Peace to the Aries. This is our month. We're gonna shout y'all out.
What's up? 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 Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Nah,
As always, I enjoy it with you, bro.
it's always love. I appreciate it. We look forward to y'all's comments. These things dropping on you soon. Peace, y'all.